Hello, grade 6. Hope you're fine. Today we will make a quick revision about decimal fraction and the irreducible fraction. This revision will help us to be prepared for the exam. It's on Monday. Then the next video will be about the adjacent and vertically opposite angle and the bisector. Let's start. Irreducible fraction. To find irreducible fraction, we have two methods or two ways by using successive division or a GCD. So we will start by using successive division. We have 24 divided by 18. We can divide the numerator and denominator by 2. So 24 divided by 2 is equal to 12, and 18 divided by 2 is equal to 9. 12 and 9 can be divided by 3. So 12 divided by 3 is equal to 4, and 9 divided by 3 is equal 9 divided by 3 is equal to 3. So 4 over 3 is the irreducible fraction. Then we have this another example, 21 divided by 42 over 42. We can divide the numerator and denominator by 3. So 21 divided by 3 is equal to 7, and 42 divided by 3 is equal to 14. We have 7 and 14 can be divided by 7, which is equal to 1 over 2. Then 1 over 2 is the irreducible fraction. To find the irreducible fraction using the successive division, this is another example. So we have 40 over 24 divided by 2 is equal to 20 divided by 12. We divide the numerator and the denominator by 2. Then we divide the 20 over 12 by 2. Then we will get 10 over 6, which is can be divided by 2. Then we will get 5 over 3. So 5 over 3 is the irreducible fraction. Then we have 4 over 35. We can divide it by 5, which is equal to 8 over 7. So 8 over 7 is the irreducible fraction. Then we have 64 divided by 24. 64 divided by 24, we can use the GCD method. So 64 divided by 2 is equal to 32. Then we can divide 24 by 2, then we will get 12. So this is the GCD method. So 2 divided by can be divided by 64 and 24. Then we circle 2. Then we will get 32, and 12 we can divide it by 2. 32 divided by 2 is equal to 16, and 12 divided by 2 is equal to 6. So we can circle 2. Then we have 16, and 6 can be divided by 2. So 16 divided by 2 is equal to 8, and 6 divided by 2 is equal to 3. So 8 divided by 2 is equal to 4, and 3 can be divided by 2. Then 4 divided by 2 is equal to 2. Then 3 divided by 2 is equal to 3. Then 2 divided by 2 is equal to 1. Then we divide 3 by 3 to get 1. So GCD is equal to 2 times 2 times 2, which is equal to 8. Then we divide 64 over 24 by 8 in one step, which is equal to 8 over 3, which is the irreducible fraction. Here we have to circle the decimal form from the following. We will start by the decimal fraction. So we have decimal fraction 4 over 8, 13 over 11, 21 over 100, 15 over 1000, and 17 over 15. The decimal fraction is the fraction that has in its denominator power of 10, or we can make the equivalent fraction, which can be divided, can have in the denominator a power of 10. So 4 over 8, we can multiply 8 by 125, then we will get 1000. So 4 over 8 is is a decimal fraction. Decimal fraction, we must compare between decimal and irreducible fraction. The irreducible fraction is to have a fraction that can be divided anymore, while a decimal fraction is a fraction that has in its denominator a power of 10 or 1000. So 4 over 8, then we will continue. 13 over 11 can be divided or multiplied by a number to get a power of 10 in its denominator. Then we will continue to 21 over 100. Is a decimal fraction. It's already have in its denominator a power of 10, and 15 over 1000 also. Then we have 17 over 15. We can divide 15 or multiply it by a number to get a power of 1000, but 17 can't help us. So we can over here divide 15 by 3, but 17 we can divide it by 3. So this fraction is not a decimal fraction. Find the decimal fraction that is equivalent to each of the following fractions. We have a 12 over 6. We can divide 12 by 3 and 6 by 3. We will get 4 over 2. So 4 over 2, in our denominator we have 2. We can multiply it by 5. So we will get 20 over 10. Then 20 over 10 is a decimal fraction. So 12 over 6 is a decimal fraction, 4 over 2 is a decimal fraction, and 20 over 10 is a decimal fraction. 13 over 50, we can multiply it by 2, since 5 times 2 is equal to 10. 50 times 2 is equal to 100, so we multiplied it by 2. We will get 26 over 100. Then we will continue to another example. 9 over 4, we can multiply it by 25. We will get 225 over 100, which is the decimal fraction. Then another example, 9 over 25, we can multiply it by 4 and we will get 36 over 100. Write as a decimal number. We have 7 over 10. We can write it as a decimal number 0.7, since we have one 0 in our denominator, so we have one number after the point. Then we have 55 over 1000. We can write it as 0.055, since we have 3 zeros in our denominator, so we have 3 numbers after 3 digits after the point. Then 3004 divided by over 10 to power 3, so we will have 3.004. Write as a decimal fraction. Over here we have 0.8, which is we have one digit after the point, so we have in our denominator 10, or we can write it as a number with its denominator is equal to 1, so multiply it by 10, then we will get 8 over 10. So we have two ways to solve it. Over here 0.45, we have two digits after the point, then we have two zeros in our denominator, so 45 over 100. Then we have 0.725. We must write 725 in our numerator without the point. Then we in our denominator we have three zeros because we have three digits after the point. So this is our video. It's about revision. I hope you understand it, and make some examples and exercises that will help you to be prepared to our exam. It's on Monday.